is Samar. I also go by Sam or First Time Panner. Any of those you want to call me, you can. This will be another palette throwback video, and this is just oh, I just realized I left the AC on. Sorry, I think I'm gonna keep it on. I have it on the lowest setting. It's so hot. If you haven't seen this series before, I'll leave it linked in the description box and at the end of the video. But I'm just doing a series where I showcase all of my oldest palettes in my collection from like the first year or so of when I started buying eyeshadow, which was about mid 2021 to mid 2022. So all of these palettes are 4 to 5 years old. Today's palette is my I was gonna say Naked Cosmetics Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. Yeah, this is an oldie. I bought this one and the Honey palette, which I both still have, at the same time, I think holiday 2021. I remember I was so excited to get the Honey palette, and then I just threw this one in because I was really into these tones at the time, and I ended up honestly liking this one a tad bit more just because it's more different in my collection than the Honey one is. I still love the Naked Honey for the memories, but I feel like this one has more shades that I don't really have anywhere else in my collection. And I already put my eyeshadow primer on, so I'm just gonna set both my transition areas with this shade here called Chaser. I think I'm gonna do something a bit bold, and I can just use the mirror on here. I don't know why I always end up using like the mirror on my desk when I'm doing my makeup, like, and I have my chair like all the way down to be level with my desk. That's fine, but whenever I'm filming, that's Roxy, I put my chair all the way up for the angle for filming, and I end up like, she wants attention even though I've literally been giving her attention all day. And yeah, it like gives me horrible posture if I use that mirror wall while I'm filming, so I try to always remember to use the palette that's in my hand. But yeah, I think I want to do more of a bold look today because I am washing this makeup off pretty much right after I film anyway, because I have to go on a road trip after this, and I also accidentally went a bit overboard with the brows today, just a tiny bit, so I kind of need some eyeshadow to balance it out. I guess to start then, I'm gonna use this On Fuego shade. I'm gonna use a smaller brush so I don't completely mess up and go overboard again. And I'm just gonna put this on the outer part of my eyes. I love this shade so much. It's such a unique shade, at least for my collection. It is so nice. And I'm gonna try my best to repeat this on the other eye. I recently started watching, well, not recently, maybe like almost 2 weeks ago now, or no, actually it's only been like a week, but I've been getting through it very quickly. I recently started watching the show Orphan Black, because it's been on my list for like years, but I'm really bad at actually watching things on my list because I feel like lately I never have like the time or the headspace to just sit down and like watch a show, unless it's Love Island, but I feel like Love Island is part of my like escapism. But anyway, I had just finished the other show that I was watching about a week ago, and I was like, oh yeah, I guess I'll like finally start Orphan Black, and then I saw that it's literally leaving Netflix at the end of the month, and I was like, how am I gonna watch 50 episodes in 3 weeks? So I made a plan for myself, because you know, panners are planners. I made a plan for myself to watch 3 episodes a day, and I have surpassed that by a lot because I cannot stop watching that show. It is so good. Okay, that's good enough. I'm washing this off later anyway, so it doesn't matter. I'll soften the edges with this shade Low Blow. It might be a tad bit warm for what I have on my eyes, but I feel like nothing else that's not a metallic quite goes with that shade, so I'm just gonna use that one, whatever. But yeah, it's so good, like so good. I cannot stop watching it. Every time it's like an episode ends, I kind of just let it autoplay and I don't really stop myself because I always just want to watch the next episode. And the lady who plays the main characters, plural, she plays like half the characters in the, I mean, you've probably seen it if you know what I'm talking about because the show's been out for forever, but the lady who plays the main characters is so talented. I don't know how she does it, but she literally plays like half the cast in the show. And I think she's also one of the producers of the show. Like, I don't know how she ever did that, because she like genuinely makes each character their own character. Like, when I'm watching the show, I'm not thinking, oh, that's her, just her with a wig on. Like, each character has their own personality and mannerisms and like speech patterns. It's just crazy. So I'm really loving it. It's so entertaining. It kind of also like keeps you guessing as to like who can be trusted, who can't. Like, it's just very good. And like I always say, I don't usually like to put powder shadows on my lower lash line, but I just feel like I really want that on fuego shade on my lower lash line. So I'm just gonna take this liner brush and very carefully kind of add it to my lower lash line if I can. So that's what I've been doing in my free time. That's kind of how I've been procrastinating a little bit because I've just been in a place in life where I don't want to have to deal with reality, which has been happening a lot lately in the past few years. But I feel like anytime I kind of just want to forget about where life is taking me right now, I just turn that show on and it works because I like get so wrapped up into it that it like takes my mind off of everything. And sometimes I procrastinate a little bit too much because I end up watching like 3 episodes in one sitting. I'm just gonna buff out the lower lash line with whatever's left on this brush. I'm not adding anything else. Yeah, I'm really liking it. What shows or movies have you been watching lately? I've had the song Fuego by Cheetah Girls stuck in my head ever since I said it at the beginning of the video. Eventually everything comes back to the Cheetah Girls. Now I'm gonna put the shade Scorched all over my lids. I did find out that one of my friends watched the entire show though, so I'm excited to talk about it with him because usually I do not have any overlap really with any of the shows that I watch because I tend to watch like more thriller, mystery, like action stuff, and most of my friends do not watch anything of the sort. This shade is so pretty, but I do feel like I took it a little bit too far. Like, I kind of covered up everything else, but oh well, live and learn. I think this is so pretty. Oh my gosh. I remember a few summers ago, I took this palette with me. It must have been when I was doing like No Pan Left Behind. I took this with me out of town in Minnesota, and I was doing the I was like going to all the places that had been mentioned in Abby Jimenez books, and I don't know, this palette just reminds me of that. I love it. I like, that was such a fun trip. Without wiping this brush off, I'm gonna take a tiny bit of this shade called Ounce, I think. Yeah, Ounce. And it's like a satin, so I'm just gonna put it on my inner corner. And if a little bit of that shadow gets on there, that's totally fine because then it'll help things blend together better. Okay, I'm gonna add some eyeliner mascara and wipe the sweat off of my top lip, and I'll be right back. Look at what I just did. That's literally never happened to me in my life. Okay, this is a 2B mascara, so I don't know how or if it's gonna come off. I'll update you in a minute. All right, they came off pretty easily, thank goodness. So this is the final look. I also added a tiny bit more lip gloss, but this is the final look with my Urban Decay, sorry for that, Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. I always forget what these are called for some reason. But yeah, I think this is so pretty. Like, I know these warm tones have come and gone in the beauty community, but I still love them, especially like these burnt like burgundy. I think they're so pretty. Even if I did ever declutter this palette, I would probably keep that on Fuego shade because I literally don't have anything else like it in my entire collection. So yeah, that's it for this look. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in my next one, and until then, I hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching. Bye.